Welcome, dear students, to the online teaching session. Today, I will be teaching English literature, and we are going to take our first lesson in your book, Visitors at Dulyatal. Now, this story is written by Swapna Datta. First lesson, Visitors at Dulyatal. Dulyatal is a name of a place. Let's read the lesson. Tinku was greatly excited. Two of her aunts, Monimashi and Nitupishi, were coming to Dulyatal for a visit. Both were teachers. Monimashi taught in a school in Calcutta and Nitupishi somewhere in the suburbs. Suburbs means in the parts where people live that are not in the center of a city. They had not been to the hills before. What will they think of Dulyatal? Asked Tinku. They will love it, won't they? I hope so, said Tinku's mother. I only hope it doesn't rain when they arrive. Why not? Asked Tinku, surprised. It's lovely when it rains. All the little streams become rivers where we can sail boats. Tinku's mother laughed. You used to hate the rains too, Tinku, she said. Oh, that was very long ago, said Tinku. I'm used to Dulyatal now, and it's a lovely place. As it happened, there was a heavy downpour on the morning of their arrival. It's time to go to the bus stand, said Tinku's father, peering at the wall clock. Where are the raincoats and the umbrellas? Let's take a couple of extra shawls as well. It's kind of shivery. Could I come to the bus stand with you? Tinku asked her father. As in this chapter, I will explain to you. Little Tinku looks forward to a great time with her two visiting aunts, Monimashi and Nitu Pishi. Both are teachers. One is good at telling stories and the other is good at photography. Her mother hopes it will not rain while they have guests, but Tinku feels it could add to the fun. Now let's see second page. Yes, but wear your raincoat and don't forget your gumboots, he said. Rain continued to pour down, and when the half-filled bus from Katgodam arrived at the bus stand, Tinku jumped up and down eagerly. She was very fond of both her aunts. Monimashi told her the most enchanting stories when she visited her in Calcutta, and Nitupishi was great fun to be with and quite a good photographer. But they did not seem to be among the passengers. Nitu Moni called out Tinku's father in a loud voice. Are you there? Hurry up and get down. The bus will leave in a minute. The huddled figures, almost buried under cardigans, overcoats, and shawls, crawled out of the bus. What monstrous weather, said Monimashi in a feeble voice. It's freezing, said Nitupishi. Really, Da? I don't know why you asked us here at this time of the year. It always rains in the hills. You will soon get used to it. Everyone does, said Tinku's father, taking the bags from their hands. Tinku, cried Monimashi, catching sight of her. Why did you come out in this rain? And where is the taxi? Asked Nitupishi, looking around. Tinku burst out laughing. We can't go to our house next by Nitupishi. The pass too narrow. A rickshaw then? Asked Monimashi. I'm afraid you will have to walk, said Tinku's father, laughing at the look on their faces. It's not far. Here, get into these raincoats and take these umbrellas. So, in the second paragraph, in the second page, what we understand is that it rains heavily. The day they arrive, and the ants are upset with the inconvenience it causes to them. They have to walk down in a narrow ledge of a pathway to the house, laden as they are with raincoats, shawls, and umbrellas. All they do is grumble about the weather and get into bed with the hot bottles, and it gets cold as well. They think it is wasted holiday, though Tinku tries to cheer them up. Walk all the way to your house, cried Nitupishi. And I don't see any road, said Monimashi. There it is, said Tinku, pointing to the narrow track leading down to their house. Monimashi said, I can't go down that path. It's so narrow, and there's such a steep drop on the other side. There is not even a railing one can hold on to, said Nitupishi. Don't be frightened, said Tinku's father. Here, hold my hand. And you hold mine. Monimashi, said Tinku. Don't worry, you won't fall down. It seemed like never-ending journey to Tinku. Both her aunts were so scared of the narrow path that they took ages to cover the short distance. Thank God we have reached the house, said Monimashi with a shudder as they neared the gate. I'm not going to step out until it's time to leave. I don't think I want to either, stated Nitupishi. There is nothing to see except dripping trees and dark bushes. I don't think we'll get to the snow range at all. Oh, yes, you will when it is bright and sunny, said Tinku in a comforting voice. Here we are, said Tinku's father, opening the gate. Her mother was already at the door to welcome them. Soon after they had their tea, Monimashi and Nitupishi dived under the quilts and blankets with a hot bottle each. But when they opened their eyes the next morning, the whole place was filled with sunlight. The sloping garden was full of colors. The snow range beyond the garden shone golden in the sun. The dark hills in the distance had silver trickles falling down into the green plains below. Oh, how beautiful! Cried Monimashi and Nitupishi together. I told you so, said Tinku, joining in the laughter that followed. Now, I will explain both the passages together. Now, as we have understood in the first that next day surprised them with a bright weather. The ants enjoyed the breathtaking view of colored flowers in the garden and the snow-capped mountains in the distance. Thanks to the rain, they can see water trickling down to the plains below. Tinku is happy that all can see water trickling down to the plains below. Can you see this picture? A beautiful sight. Tinku is happy that all of them will have a good time together as she expected. Let me tell you the story in a very short. The understanding of the text. Tinku thinks it is lovely when it rains because all the little streams become rivers where she can sail boats. Tinku's father could not recognize them at first as they were huddled and almost buried under cardigans, overcoats, and shawls. Monimashi and Nitupishi cannot go to Tinku's house by taxi because the path leading to her house was too narrow, so they could not go. The journey to Tinku's house took very long because both her aunts were so scared of the narrow path that they took ages to cover the short distance. The day they had arrived, that means the day when they reached to the place had been dark and wet. The next day, however, the whole place was filled with sunlight. The sloping garden was full of colors. The snow ranges shone golden and narrow. Silvery stream trickled down the hills in the distance. I hope this chapter is clear to you all. Now I will be giving you some word meanings and you have to write down in a rough copy.